This is the 11th score that René Aubry has composed for a Magic Light special. Once again, it just feels brilliantly René, but is unique to Tabby McTat. He manages to bring a city to life, but also connect us to the character relationships, and we feel them develop.
So working with René is an absolute privilege. He's just created a beautiful score for this film. This one feels quite unique. It's got sort of sadder tones, but then it's also full of joy. It's quite a big film, but it has small moments of intimacy as well. It's so amazing working with him, because really we can just brief him in terms of what the characters are feeling and thinking and what we want the audience to feel and think in that scene.
Working with René is always so wonderful. He is the heartbeat to these shows. Working with him this time around was slightly different. This film is a little bit more toned down, a little bit more nuanced and subtle, and I think that came through beautifully in the music.
So my favorite cue in the film is one where Fred finally realizes that Tabby has another home. The way that the cue builds is just so moving and warm, but at the same time it's got a kind of a slight tone of something bittersweet or melancholic as Fred realizes he has to part with his buddy.
It's got a real warmth to it, and you just feel that they both understand one another, they're going to remain friends, everything's going to be okay now.
It was fun working a busking song into the book. Of course, I used to be a busker myself. I used to sing in the streets of Paris along with a girlfriend originally, and we could only play about 3 chords. But then a medic friend called Malcolm joined us, and he had a whole repertoire of songs he could play, and we started to do really, really well. Our straw hat got full of coins.
The Tabby McTat song is at the heart of the book and is special to pretty much all readers, and so we took our interpretation of it very seriously, because we know that everyone out there reading at bedtime is bringing their own voice to it.
Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are.
As far as the song goes, we really wanted to try and capture the original intention that Julia had for the song. And so her and Malcolm very kindly recorded a rendition that they'd done. And as far as possible, we tried to adapt that into what you hear and see in the movie.
How perfectly happy we are.
Chope Dorisu was such a pleasure to work with on this film. The first day of recording, we were quite nervous because the first thing that he needed to do was meow a rendition of Tabby and Fred's song.
Me, you and the old guitar, how perfectly happy we are.
He just came in guns blazing and brought out his natural cat.
How perfectly happy we are.
I was so thrilled when I heard that Rob Brydon was going to play the busker. Rob's been in all the films in some capacity, sometimes with more lines than others. This time he's got a major role and he's got a brilliant voice, and I love the way he sings the song.
Me, you and the old.
You always want to be involved in a project that is greater than the sum of its parts. You want to be involved working with people who are brilliant at what they do, because they bring you up, they elevate you. And I love it. I love being part of something so warm and positive.
I think the thing is, because every Christmas I've watched these, I am very much pinching myself that I get to narrate one. It's just so magical.
It feels good to be putting something into the world that just wants to bring people together, doesn't have any agenda other than that, just bringing people together. I really love being part of that.